Good day, everyone. Today, I will be presenting my evaluation of the Science and Technology Based Community Innovation Development, or STC4ID, program implemented by Mindoro State University in partnership with DOST, Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development, or the DOST POCORD, which I presented in the FMA1 activity for this course. And the evaluation is based on the ACSM evaluation framework that I developed in FMA2 activity. And this framework examines six components of advocacy, communication, social mobilization, stakeholder engagement, monitoring and evaluation, as well as community impact. And based on the information available from MINSU and DOST PACARD, the STC4ID project aims to empower our Mangyan communities through season-long agricultural training, livelihood development, and the application of science and technology to improve their farming practices. For the first component of my ACSM framework, it is advocacy. And the STC4ID shows strong advocacy by promoting science based agricultural practices among indigenous communities. The partnership between our university and the OST POCORD also shows institutional commitment to improving the lives of our IPs. And this aligns with the World Health Organization's view that advocacy creates supportive environment by influencing institutions and encouraging resource allocation. However, I have observed that the available reports mainly focus on project implementation, and there is limited information regarding policy advocacy or how local government units were engaged to sustain the project after its completion. So, my recommendation is to strengthen the policy advocacy by involving our LGUs and community leaders to develop long term agricultural support programs. As according to McKee et al., advocacy becomes more sustainable when institutions adapt and support community initiatives. The second component is communication. This season long training served as the primary communication strategy as it provides agricultural knowledge directly to the participants. According to diffusion innovation theory of Roger, communication facilitates the adoption of new ideas and technologies. However, I noticed that reports provided are limited on information whether the participants clearly understood the training or they have retained the knowledge or where they were given opportunities to provide feedback. Therefore, I recommend incorporating participatory communication strategies such as regular community dialogues, reflection sessions, and feedback mechanisms. For FAIR, he emphasized that communication should be a two-way process where communities actively participate rather than simply receive information. The third component is social mobilization, and one of the strengths of STC4ID is its active involvement of the five Mangyan communities through season long training. It only indicates that the project encouraged participation rather than delivering one time activities. It also illustrates the concept of social mobilization of UNICEF, as it indicates that communities become partners in development instead of passive beneficiaries. And to further strengthen this component, I recommend to establish community farmer leaders who can continue to monitor other members even after the project ends. For Bandura, his social cognitive theory explains that people are more likely to adopt new behaviors when they observe trusted members of their own community demonstrating those behaviors. Okay, the fourth component is stakeholder engagement. The project STC4ID has successfully brought together the MINSU, the DOST, and the POCORD organization with the Mangyan communities. According to stakeholder theory of Freeman, involving different stakeholders improves program effectiveness and because decisions become more inclusive or responsive to the needs of the community. While to further improve this engagement with stakeholders, I recommend involving additional partners such as LGUs, agricultural cooperatives, and private organizations because expanding partnerships can provide continued technical assistance and additional livelihood opportunities for our beneficiaries. The fourth component is monitoring and evaluation. The available reports describe the completion of 5 training batches, but there is limited evidence about participant learning, behavior change, or program outcomes. According to Patton, the evaluation should generate useful information that supports decision making and continuous improvement. Therefore, I recommend to conduct post training evaluations, maybe using surveys, interviews, FGTs, to combine quantitative and qualitative methods. As suggested by Creswell and Poth, it would provide a more complete understanding of the program's effectiveness. For the sixth component, the project expects to improve agricultural activity, strengthen food security, and promote self-reliance among Mangyan communities. And these intended outcomes are consistent with the overall goals of the project. However, the available reports do not yet present measurable evidence that show improvements in crop production, household income, or long-term livelihood sustainability of our IPs. So I recommend to conduct periodic impact assessment to determine whether the participants continue to apply the agricultural technologies introduced during the training, and measuring long-term outcomes would provide stronger evidence of the program's effectiveness. Overall, based on my ACSM evaluation framework, I consider STC4ID project as a well-implemented community development initiative. Its major strengths include strong stakeholder collaboration, active community participation, and sustained capacity building efforts. However, opportunities for improvement remain, particularly in terms of strengthening policy advocacy, expanding participatory communication, conducting more comprehensive program evaluation, and documenting long term community impacts, and developing mechanisms that ensure sustainability beyond the project period. To conclude, my ACSM evaluation framework provides a comprehensive approach to assess community development programs because it evaluates not only program activities but also stakeholder engagement, communication processes, community participation, evaluation practices, and long term impacts. Applying this framework to the STC4ID project shows that effective ACSM programs require more than successful implementation. They must also create lasting behavioral change, strengthen community ownership, and generate evidence that supports continuous learning and sustainable development. That's all for my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.